Alright, this is the 5th stage of the version 1.1 Memory of Chaos. We're going to go in with Natasha, Qingque, Pela, and Sushang. Second team will be March 7th, Herta, Yukong, and Dan Heng. So we're going to get a tile here, and then break with Pela's technique. Let's go over the Blaze Out of Spaces pattern. This boss has a pretty simple pattern where it has a setup turn and then loops the same turn over and over until it is weakness broken, or it will then use a setup turn into the looping turn again. So for the setup turn, it is going to use Bellowing Inferno, which deals minor fire damage to a single target with a high chance to inflicting Kindle. Following that up, he uses Blazing Absorption, where he enters the spontaneous combustion state. In the spontaneous combustion state, the boss has a one-turn attack pattern, and it just loops this attack pattern until it is weakness broken. It starts out with Rain of Purifying Flames, which deals successive minor fire damage to a random single target with a high chance to inflicting Kindle. He follows this up with Molten Fusion, where he gains an attack buff, and this is stacking until he is weakness broken, so it gets stronger the more turns he takes. So if you don't know, Pela's technique does have a stacking defense break with her ultimate, so it's just a nice extra source of damage.
Do we still have the upper hand? Enemy data signet markers activated. Time for
And they did bring us a little low, but it shouldn't matter too much, honestly.
Time for a shot.
We'll heal up for safety though.
Wait for the top. Come on. Look at the draw.
And now let's use our ultimate to break them all.
Victory! No more playing nice. Dodge this. Enemy ready for
I'll wait until the next cycle before using this ult so that we can deal the maximum amount of damage.
Not each other. Choose one strike.
There we go, we should have the boss down. Okay, one hit away. So heal up just because we're a little low.
Think nothing of it.
Okay, now we can go into the next battle. And pretty much the same as before. So, let's quickly go over the Silvermane Lieutenant's attacks. He has a 3-attack pattern, starting out with the Assault attack. Assault is a moderate damage single target attack to a random ally, and isn't too much to worry about. But if you feel like you're taking too much damage, you can try to counter with Trailblazer's skill, or you can also use a combination of March 7th and Preservation Taunting Light Cones to try to lower the attack. For the second set of skills, he starts out with Reinforcement. This will summon 2 Silvermane soldiers, but he cannot exceed the 5-unit cap on the field, so he can only summon a maximum of 4 soldiers this way. And then he immediately gains another turn where he will use Shield Reflect. Shield Reflect does no damage initially, but he will counter if attacked with his 3rd attack, the Pierce. Pierce is a massive modifier single target attack, and you can either bait it through attacking the counter, or you can leave it up to RNG and have him attack a random ally. I recommend using March 7th Shield on a unit, and then having that unit attack the Silvermane Lieutenant, so you can tank a majority of the damage and don't have to leave it to RNG and hopefully he doesn't attack your squishiest unit.
Do we still have the upper hand?
We don't really need a skill point use here, so we can just use a basic for an ult.
Want to see what I can do? Dodge this.
Let's heal up for safety and quantum break the boss.
My turn. No more playing. You're not going anywhere. I'm okay.
So we wanted to wait till that memory imprint before taking our turn. And we'll break this guy just because he's a bit tanky. It might be a problem later on.
Look at the draw.
And let's heal up since we're a little low.
Victory! Just a little something. Think nothing of it.
Okay, so the boss is almost down.
Commencing support. Ready for another?
Okay, that shouldn't matter too much because I think we'll end by this cycle.
Dodge this. Time for a shot. My turn. Wait for the
Okay,
pass.
let's see. Alright, sweet. Pretty good time. So now we'll go into this next fight using our attack buff into freezing the enemies. Alright, let's go over the Searing Prowler's pattern. He has a 3-turn setup into a 2-turn looping pattern that will repeat until weakness broken. So for the setup, it's going to be Crimson Blade, which is a single target fire attack with a high chance to burn, followed by Combustion Slash, which hits adjacent units and prioritizes a burned target. For the 3rd turn, he'll use High Temperature Operation, which slightly increases attack and greatly increases speed by a whole value of 100. This means he's going to be moving faster than your units, but this buff is dispelled upon weakness break. So for the looping turn, it's going to be Dancing Cinders, which deals fire damage to all targets, and targets suffering from burn are dealt extra fire damage and have the burn removed. Following this up, it'll be Crimson Blade, which deals fire damage to a single target with a high chance to burn. This is a very dangerous boss that you want to weakness break as much as possible to dispel that massive speed buff.
Move carefully.
Just gonna use a basic attack here to save up some skill points. And gonna give a shield here to get the aggro to hopefully fill up her ultimate before her next turn.
What are you looking at?
So we'll slow the boss down now. Okay, was worried the aggro wasn't gonna work out. Let's freeze the enemies. Okay, and the boss even froze. So now we can break this guy. And with the imprisoned break, there's quite a bit of delay there. So now we'll fully give Dan Heng his ultimate damage with his passive active. And yeah, that's a pretty decent amount of damage with the crit buff, the attack buff, and the wind penetration. I do want to save up Herta's ultimate for the next fight because it's really crucial. Well, let's use a buff here. Okay. And the boss, I believe, should use a buff next. We'll use our buff now, just so that the ult can be buffed next turn. Yeah, I mistimed its turns, I guess. Yeah, we'll use our skill here into our ultimate.
Honored to meet me.
There we go. So now the boss should use a buff. We'll get the shield here because we're getting a little low. And yeah, if needed, we'll use March 7's ultimate to freeze the enemies.
Try that again.
Okay, that was unnecessary.
Spirit never dies.
Try to break here, yeah.
From the bow.
Told ya.
So not the cleanest fight, but we still got it.
Stay the course.
And now we're just gonna use all of our buffs for this fight. So let's quickly go over the pattern for the Shapeshifter. It's pretty simple, but he does have some one-time uses on turns 1 and 5, so I'll quickly go over those now. For turns 1 and 5, it will go Thundershock into Mara Summon. This summons 2 Mara-struck soldiers, and as long as they have that Rebirth passive, the boss gains lifesteal. This can be very annoying because it means the boss will be on the field for longer, making the clears take longer, so you want to try to get rid of their first lives as quickly as possible. outside of turns 1 and 5, he's going to alternate between 2 attack sets. The first set is Thundershock into Thudding Calamity. These are both single target attacks, and Thudding Calamity deals massive damage, and if he has Lifesteal up at this time, he's going to be healing for a pretty large chunk of HP. The other set of attacks, he's going to use Thundershock into Punishing Bolts. Punishing Bolts is a blast type ability, so it hits adjacent units, and again, if he has the Lifesteal up, this is going to heal him for a pretty good chunk since he's hitting 3 units. So you can somewhat mitigate this by putting a taunting unit on the edge to reduce the amount of units he hits. Well, yeah, it's pretty simple. He just alternates between those 2 attacks and then has the one-time summons on turns 1 and 5. Okay, and the boss bros, which is a big bonus. I'll just do a normal attack. To, I guess, this. We'll shield her up because she's getting a little low. Okay, let's use Herta's ult.
No interest in conflict.
So let's just imprison the boss real quick, and then we can just go and attack it. And we'll shield up our weakest units because we do have a pretty good amount of skill points saved up. We'll save up March 7th's ult until they lose their first lives.
Fighting is meaningless.
Time to twirl. Try that again.
Okay, so let's freeze him up. Pretty much, yeah, through Imprison, we can keep this boss stun locked for a pretty long amount of time, and then if we freeze here, it'll be even longer. Yeah. So let's get our ult up, and now we have the crit damage buff.
My turn.
And we do need a skill point for the next turn. No use wasting a skill point.
You can't run. A miracle. I won't quit. Try that again.
Spirit never dies.
We are going to want a shield skill point, so we won't use the buff right now.
Tough luck running into me.
And hopefully we can survive the AoE attack.
You can't run.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
The truth of life and death. The sanctuary is but a vision. Break.
And we should end by next turn,
Honored to meet you.
unless we unforeseeingly die.
Do you know who I... This big diamond! It's all yours!
Alright, so yeah, that is stage 5, and a pretty decent time. I will say Herta's definitely coming in handy for these stages because those follow-up attacks are just really nice. And then the new units that I got, the Yukong and the Pela, are just amazing. Especially Pela for those quantum breaks because, yeah, I was doing 30k in the last stage, now I'm up to 60k, and it's just insane. Anyways, the 6th stage is definitely a lot harder, so it might take a little longer to get out. I haven't done too much testing on it though, so we'll just have to see. Anyways, thanks for watching.